Jackson College. We welcome the music guy, the Mr. Music, Dan Bickle. Dan, welcome.
Welcome. I called myself the JC Music Guy today in an email.
Well, you do. You teach, you direct, and you've been responsible for the resurgence of the music program in the last few years at JC.
We've had a great time doing it. The community's really grown around the group, especially since the pandemic. The numbers of the band, it was somewhat decimated with just the way everything went, but now the band has grown so large that it's just wonderful. It's one of the most talented bands we've had, and a lot of young members and local band directors, so it's nice and strong right now.
You and your brother and your dad have had a big influence on students in this community for many years, and before the show we were talking about another person that had a lot of influence, and that was Keith Drayton. And Keith Drayton, we learned this week, passed away over the Memorial Day weekend, and he had decades at Jackson College in the vocal music.
Yeah, you almost can't talk about JC Music without Starfleet ambassadors coming up shortly. And it's amazing how many people who work at JC or the parents of students who I teach, who I hear, oh yes, I was in Starfleet, and they always have a really great story to tell. And Dr. Hinsey has brought back the vocal music at the college, and that's still moving in a good direction, but a lot of that legacy of Starfleet has been an interest in the community. Yeah,
sad news. He had such an influence on so many in our community. He's such a positive and upbeat guy. He was great for the community and great for the college. Well, June is a busy month for you. You've got a lot of shows coming up.
We have shows and summer band, but the four shows we're talking about, it used to be the Front Porch series that Ron Douglas started when he was there. And he's actually still there. He's still in the community band and also in Trombone Fest. But the first of the four shows starts actually next week, the Music on the Patio, which the patio is the patio that's adjacent to the dining commons at JC, where a lot of proms and wedding receptions and things like that will happen. But June 8th is Phil Bickle's Jackson French Quarter Dixieland Band. I've known that guy my whole life. And we always try to bring in something that's different from the norm. And this year the Dixieland Band was the choice. So we'll put all that together with Saints Go Marching In, Bill Bailey, Mama Don't Allow, fun music from about 100 years ago, but still toe-tapping and good audience for it. Capital City Brass Band is run by a couple guys who have played in the community concert band in the Jackson Symphony, still quite active in the Jackson scene, Bob Woodard and Chris Sales. And they always just bring in a tremendous show, just world-class players. And on that back patio too, it's such a nice little venue for them. They sounded like $1 million when we did this a couple of years ago. This year's Trombone Fest, it looks like we're going to have about the same number of trombones, between 30 and 35. We have a couple surprises in the music, but this year doing Hooked on a Feelin' is one, and then We Don't Talk About Bruno is being arranged by one of our newest members, who's also a member of the community concert band and a professional composer, actually, Chris Haas. So he's doing a couple new arrangements for us to do this year. And then the concert band is finishing it all up on June 21st. That one is probably almost definitely going to be inside the Potter Center instead of on the back patio, just because of space constraints. But should work out really well, we hope.
And hopefully it'll rain that day, so that...
all the more reason, right? Yeah.
Now the Hooked on a Feeling that the Trombone Fest will be doing, are they doing the B.J. Thomas version or the Blue Suede version?
Blue Suede. Okay. Mm-hmm. Try to get everybody to say the ooga chaka ooga. I think that'll be fun.
Are you a trombonist yourself?
Yeah, my degree's in trombone.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in every one of these bands.
I am. Well, I'm not in the Capital City. I'm just the host. I'm the host for all of them that I don't play in. But this time around, I am lucky enough to play in 3 out of 4.
Wow, that's awesome. All right, and these are all free. When they did the Front Porch, people could bring their food, but do people bring their own picnic, or will the JC be providing food service?
Food is if you'd like to bring it, because we'll be outside. We tried food service a few years ago on it, and it was fine. But it wasn't like the reason people came. It didn't change attendance. It was all right. But the concerts are at 7 o'clock, so a lot of times people had already eaten.
Sure.
So, but we don't tell them they can't bring it, except, well, in the Potter Center we can't
eat in
food.
the Potter Center.
Mm-hmm.
No. All right, so we'll look forward to 4 great concerts the month of June. new this year, camps. You've got so many more camps this year than ever before.
Yeah, mine in particular, the JC Summer Band. This will be the third time we've done it, but we had a couple-year hiatus, unfortunately. But I've been out in, I think, 9 or 10 different schools in the last 2 weeks recruiting for this. It's for beginners through middle school, and I invite high school musicians also to be staff. And it was just so much fun the last couple of years. We do a few hours with beginners, and we do what we call board songs, where they yell out requests, and I write the names of the notes on the board, and then they play it right away. Like lately, the exciting ones have been Subway Surfers has been a board song request, the Samsung ringtone. They just ask for little melodies that they've heard. We throw the notes on the board, they play it, and we all have a little laugh. And then we play, exciting summer music, and then we prepare to march in the the July 4th parade in Hanover. And we've done that 2 times already, and the Hanover community was very welcoming to having a marching band. And we went down the street playing, kind of pumped up fun music combined with a Grand Old Flag. Not at the same time, we alternated the songs. But it's just been a really positive experience.
What songs do you do as band camp performers in the Hanover Parade?
Well, we do You're a Grand Old Flag, and then the other one is called Get Ready for This. That's when it's, let's get ready to rumble. Then we're dun, 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 dun. Because young people, they don't have to know a lot of notes to perform a good song, right? That song only requires 4 notes per member in the band. So the really young students, we teach them these 4 notes. We get them out there and point them in the right direction and try to stay in step. And they're part of a marching band when they're 10, 11, 12 years old, and so far it's been a really positive experience. The camp grew from year 1 to year 2, so we're hoping to have a strong showing again this year.
So is it more about the amount of experience that they have or the grade level to be in the camp?
Really, it's just about interest in being there, because several high schoolers have come to learn a brand new instrument, and they do the beginner camp on an instrument they really don't play, but then they stay through because the second half of the day is the advanced camp. After we march, which is combined, that's the more advanced, and the high schoolers and the college students along with the beginners. After that, a lot of the beginners will go home, and then we play more difficult music and things from like The Greatest Showman and Jurassic Park and more advanced arrangements. It just gives everyone a chance to improve on their instrument, but also potentially learn another skill or carry a bass drum in the parade, which a lot of high schoolers really, they jump at the chance to play in the drum line just for a low stress, fun opportunity like that.
And do you have to have the instrument? Do you bring your own instrument?
Most bring them from the schools, but JC does own quite a few. Like we have a mellophone and some sousaphones, and we've been stocking up so we would have those instruments that are unique. A lot of students don't own their marching instruments if it's something like that, like a mellophone or something of the drum line.
So if you want to be in, you can go 1 or 2 weeks or both?
It's an 8-day camp over the course of 2 weeks from June 20th to June 29th. It seems strange, but our performance is at Hot Dog Wednesday, which is also on the patio. And we have a performance there where we march around the bell tower, and then we show up to our seating area, and then the beginning band and the advanced band both play 3 or 4 songs. We do little demos of the board songs, and then parents are all there. We can have hot dogs, and it's a fun little celebration.
Nice. So a number of camps, music, a big part of the summer at Jackson College, ton of concerts. Are you busy? You got a lot of weddings and things on your calendar?
Yeah, a lot of opportunities to play. I feel really lucky about getting to perform it. Get to see people all over town and play with a few different bands. So, yeah, I'm not complaining.
And you ran a marching band yourself?
Yeah. I've run Grass Lake and Michigan Center, and I couldn't get enough of it. And I still get to write marching band halftime shows for some high schools, so I still stay involved with that side of it.
Awesome. Great opportunities for music at Jackson College this summer. Thanks, Dan. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Mr. Music at Jackson College, Dan Bickle.